Hello, friends. I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Today we're going to talk about a story that's both heartwarming and funny.
Yes, Sarah. I remember hearing about a little boy who had the strangest and most amazing friendship with a dog.
Absolutely. And I think you'll enjoy it too. This boy, yes, he was poor, but his heart was truly pure.
And you know what was interesting? He lived on the edge of the city where people often glanced at him with a bit of disdain, and his dog was his closest friend.
And that dog, oh, what a loyal dog. When the boy couldn't find anything to eat, the dog would look at him as if saying, "Don't worry, I'm here."
Sarah, I still remember the scene where the dog took food from the boy's bag very gently, but only ate half of it.
Yes, and the boy would joke, "All right, just a little, leave some for me too."
Exactly. And that's when we understand. Sometimes simple acts of kindness create big changes.
Right, Mike. The boy played with the dog, talked to him as if the dog wasn't just a listener, but a true friend.
Yes, Sarah. Then one day it was winter, very cold, and the boy got a little sick.
And that part was so touching because the dog never left him. He lay close to the boy's bed, sometimes resting his head on him, sometimes holding his hand.
Yes, and when the boy fainted, the dog ran through the city, alarmed everyone, and finally a man came and took the boy to the hospital.
The doctor said if you had been a little later, he wouldn't have survived.
You see, Sarah, this teaches us loyalty doesn't come from money or fame. It comes from the heart.
Absolutely, Mike. And the boy's life changed. He grew up, but his dog always remained his companion.
And I think the beauty of this story isn't just that a poor boy had a dog, but that even in hard times, you can have a loyal friend.
And yes, sometimes life's hardships also bring moments of laughter, like when the dog's paw got messy and the boy laughed.
Exactly. These scenes touch the heart and remind us that life is also about joy and honesty. Sarah, sometimes people think poor people are always sad, but this boy, he often smiled.
Yes, Mike, because he had something many rich people don't, a loyal friend.
And this friend didn't ask for a phone, internet, or battery.
Exactly. He only wanted a little bread and a little love.
The boy would wake up early, go to work, and the dog would follow like a shadow.
People would say, "Why is this dog always with him?"
And the boy would smile and say, "Because he never leaves me."
Some kids would laugh. Some would say, "Poor boy and poor dog."
But Sarah, the most important thing, that dog never laughed.
Yes, he understood what the boy had been through.
One evening, the boy came home exhausted. He couldn't find work.
He sat on the ground and slowly said, "Today was hard."
The dog came and rested his head on the boy's lap.
It was as if he was saying, "Tomorrow will be better."
And you know what? Sometimes dogs give more hope than humans.
Absolutely. The boy would tell stories to the dog at night, stories about his dreams, stories about a better life.
And the dog listened, as if remembering every word.
One day, the rain poured heavily. The streets flooded.
The boy slipped and fell.
The dog immediately ran to him, alarming everyone around.
A man stopped and asked, "What happened to this child?"
That day, the boy got some help.
And the man said, "Is this dog your guardian or an angel?"
The boy laughed and said, "He's my friend."
Days passed. The boy grew up.
But one thing didn't change, the dog's loyalty.
He always stayed ahead, always looked back, like saying, "Are you there? Good. I'm here too."
That's a bond money can't buy.
It's a bond formed only through hard days.
And all of us need someone like that in life, even if it's a dog. Or maybe that's why dogs are called humans' most loyal friends.
Sarah, sometimes I think the boy learned more from life than from any teacher.
Yes, Mike, because life itself was the teacher, and the dog, the best book he ever had.
He understood that even if his pocket was empty, if his heart wasn't, he was still rich.
And the dog showed this every day through his actions.
One morning, the boy woke up early. The dog had already gotten up.
As if saying, "Come on, it's a new day."
And I imagined the dog saying, "But don't forget the bread this time."
Exactly, because yesterday they went to bed half hungry.
The boy went to the city looking for work.
Some shops were closed. Some people didn't even talk to him.
But the dog always looked back, as if saying, "Don't worry, I'm here."
An old lady saw the boy and asked, "Why do you look so tired?"
The boy smiled and said, "Looking for work."
She looked at the dog. "He's very clever."
The boy laughed. "Yes, he's my guardian."
She gave a little bread. The boy gave it first to the dog.
In that moment, the old lady's eyes filled with tears.
She softly said, "You are a good human."
The boy didn't say anything. He just smiled. Sometimes praise can be heavy.
Absolutely. And the boy didn't seek praise.
He only wanted to live.
Days passed. Life went on.
But one day, everything changed.
It was very cold.
And the boy was very weak.
He sat on the ground.
The dog panicked.
He alarmed everyone around.
Some people passed by. Some stopped. But help didn't come quickly.
The dog wouldn't leave the boy's side.
As if saying, "If you fall, I'll stay here too."
That is loyalty.
The loyalty we often forget.
And this story isn't over yet.
Sarah, sometimes there are moments when a person doesn't know what to do.
Yes, Mike. Those moments when you just sit quietly and let your heart speak.
The boy was sitting just like that. His hands were cold.
The dog came close and laid his warm body next to the boy.
It seems like such a small gesture, but it has a huge effect.
Some people would say, it's just a dog.
But the boy knew it was not just a dog. It was hope. And hope is sometimes very quiet.
Night came. The streets were dark.
The boy closed his eyes.
The dog stayed awake.
As if saying, "Now it's my turn."
The wind blew. The rain began.
The dog stayed close to the boy.
He kept him safe from the cold.
And that night, it was a test.
Morning came. People arrived.
A child stood there and asked, "Is this child alive?"
The dog barked, as if saying, "Yes, but we need help."
A car stopped. People came closer. The boy slowly opened his eyes.
And the first thing he saw, the dog's eyes.
Always like that.
The boy said slowly, "You're still here."
The dog wagged his tail.
That was his answer.
The boy was taken to the hospital.
The doctor said, "This child is very weak."
But he was alive.
And that was the most important thing.
The dog stayed in front of the hospital.
No food, no sleep.
Just waiting.
Some people stopped and asked, "Whose dog is this?"
And the dog stayed silent because he knew.
Some bonds don't need words.
They just need presence. Sarah, do you know the strangest thing?
Yes, Mike, that the dog sat in front of the hospital as if he understood everything inside.
As if saying, "I'm here until you come back."
People would pass by. Some would stop.
Some would say, "Why is this dog here?"
Some would just watch without saying anything.
A nurse came out.
The dog stood up.
That was the moment that softens hearts.
The nurse said, "Are you this boy's friend?"
The dog stayed silent.
But his eyes answered.
The boy was sleeping inside.
His breathing was slow.
The doctor said, "If we keep caring like this, he'll be fine."
And those words were hope for the dog, too.
Hours passed.
Day turned to night.
But the dog was still there.
Didn't leave. Didn't get tired.
If someone told him, "Go home,"
He would probably say, "Home is here."
a little girl came and gave the dog a biscuit.
The dog took it, but didn't eat it. He held it.
As if saying, "This is for him."
And that's the moment, Mike, when your eyes fill with tears.
Exactly. Because this is not just loyalty.
It's love.
Later, the door opened.
The boy came out.
weak but alive,
The dog ran to him,
wagged his tail.
as if saying, I told you I'd be here.
The boy whispered weakly, "You're still here."
The dog shook his paw.
That was the moment of the first part.
When we realize this story isn't just about poverty,
It's a story about a bond.
and that bond doesn't end here.
Yes, Sarah. Sometimes when someone survives a near death, life looks different.
The boy had recovered, but he was still weak.
And the dog?
Like always, never a step away.
Even the doctor said, maybe this dog is the best nurse we have.
And the dog looked as if saying, yes, it's my duty.
The boy returned to his old home.
The walls were broken, but memories were full.
Some people now looked at him differently.
Because they had heard the dog's story.
Some said, this is that boy,
The boy smiled, said nothing.
because he didn't want praise.
He just wanted peace.
One day, a man approached.
His clothes were fine, but words were simple.
He said, I've heard your story.
The boy was a little surprised
The man looked at the dog.
and softly said, This is a true friend.
Some people understand the language of the heart.
The man offered the boy a job.
A simple job, but honest.
The boy didn't say anything out of joy,
He just nodded,
and the dog wagged his tail.
a sign of satisfaction.
Days passed,
The boy worked. The dog went with him every morning.
and waited every evening.
That waiting, without complaints.
But Mike and Sarah, let's pause a little, because life doesn't always stay the same.
One day, the dog got sick.
Not a little, a lot.
The boy panicked.
The one who was once weak, now it was his turn.
He held the dog in his arms.
Took him to the doctor,
The doctor said, this dog is old now.
and that sentence felt very heavy.
The boy went quiet
The dog opened his eyes.
and looked as if saying, don't worry.
Imagine, even in sickness, giving comfort.
The boy sat next to the dog,
Talked to him.
remembered old days.
Hungry nights, rainy days, waiting in front of the hospital,
The dog breathed slowly.
but was still there.
Some bonds don't care about time.
And this story isn't over yet.
Sarah, this is the moment when one doesn't know whether to speak or stay silent.
Yes, Mike, because sometimes silence says more than words.
The boy sat beside the dog.
His hand on the dog's head.
He slowly said, you were with me when no one was,
The dog slowly closed his eyes,
but was still breathing.
as if saying, I'm still here.
The boy smiled.
But his eyes were wet.
The doctor said, we'll try our best.
And those words were neither promise nor lie.
Only truth.
Night passed.
The boy went to work and returned quickly, even saying, it's a holiday today.
But it wasn't a holiday. It was love.
Sometimes the dog would get up,
Sometimes wag his tail.
and these little gestures gave the boy big hope.
One day the boy came home late.
The dog was still awake,
The boy asked, Why aren't you sleeping?
as if the answer was, until you come,
The boy laughed.
and said, you're strange.
Yes, but beautifully strange.
Morning, everything changed.
The dog didn't get up. The boy panicked, called out.
No answer.
The boy held the dog in his arms.
Eyes closed, face calm, as if someone has completed their duty.
The boy said nothing, just sat there.
And that's the pain that has no voice.
Some people came. Some stayed silent.
Some asked, is this the same dog?
The boy said slowly, Yes.
Some names are very heavy.
The dog was buried. The boy stood,
Hands shaking,
but his heart stayed strong.
because he knew this is not the end.
It's a transformation.
And this transformation changed the boy.
He became kinder,
More patient.
and everyone who met him,
Would hear the story of the dog.
because some friends, even when gone,
Their impact remains.
and this story still has a part left.
Sarah, sometimes you lose someone.
Yes, Mike, but you gain so much inside yourself.
The boy lost the dog too, but he didn't become weak.
On the contrary, he became stronger.
He no longer lived just for himself.
He lived for the loyalty he had experienced.
The boy went to work.
Now he looked at every hungry dog
Every helpless child he noticed.
because his heart had changed.
He would say, if I can change, others can too.
One day, a small dog approached.
Weak, afraid.
The boy stopped, smiled,
Said, don't be afraid.
as if history was repeating itself.
But this time, the boy was not alone.
He knew what to do.
Some people came.
Asked, "Why are you helping this dog?"
The boy said, because once a dog saved me. It was very simple, but very deep.
The boy became known,
Not for wealth,
not for fame.
but for character.
People would say, "You're a good person."
And he would smile, because he knew the praise was because of someone else.
Sometimes he would sit alone
Look at the old friend's place.
and say, "Your lesson continues,"
Sarah, this is the place.
where we understand loyalty never dies.
It only changes form.
And this story teaches us,
Even if you're poor, if your heart is rich,
you're not a loser.
if someone doesn't leave you in hard times,
They are never forgotten.
and if you keep the memory of such a friend alive,
You also become a trustworthy person.
smile. This story is about the boy.
But its lesson is for all of us.
Channel note. If this story touched your heart, and if you learned something from it,
Follow our channel, because here we share real life stories.